Hi, welcome to the Light Side Podcast. My name is Shola. I'm your host, and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. As a brief intro, I'm a mindset and transformation coach, a content creator, writer, an EFT practitioner, and a newly certified 200-hour yoga teacher. Who would have thought? I'm sharing all of this at the beginning of this episode because I'm learning that on this exploratory journey of life, we're really being asked again and again to lean in and allow life to take us on this adventure that it presents with the opportunities that it serves. And it's our willingness to participate that makes it that much more fun and exciting. So for this episode, I'm hoping to dive in to the topic of getting in the spirit of the present moment, which right here, right now happens to be the month of December, and we're gearing towards year end. And there's so many ways people experience this month. As someone who didn't grow up celebrating the December holidays to now loving this season so much, I want to share some of my practical ways and tips to make most of this time right now. And whether you celebrate or not, I hope to serve some fun insight. Before we dive in, I just want to give you a 1-minute update as to why you didn't receive an episode the past few weeks, and I'm so sorry about the uninformed absence. If you're interested to listen, if not, please feel free to skip ahead 60 seconds. So I was in Hawaii for a 200-hour yoga teacher training, which I was attending to also teach inner growth workshops, and I had the most incredible time. But I had this idealistic goal that I would be able to record an episode on my free time. But was I kidding? It was super packed, and the schedule was just packed to the utmost. And it was incredible. But the farm we were training on was so serene and so special. Maui has this magic that you can feel in the air, and the wind, the breeze that Maui has, and couple that with incredible people that are like-minded. And so needless to say, I was very present and already using my phone to share content on Instagram. So that was all of the time that I could give away. And to be honest, I didn't even catch up with my family or friends. And so it was really the time I had with the special people who were on the farm and just learning and just experiencing Maui to its fullest. So back to this episode, I am so excited to get into this main content. I think part of that experience has really inspired me to want to talk about this today because, again, I think we all have a different experience when it comes to December. For some, it's really difficult because of losses we've had in our family or the people that we love. And for others, it's like an inclusivity gap where you didn't grow up with a certain religion and you may just not be as on board, and you've never experienced all of the traditions. And so it just feels like being a little bit left out. Or maybe we feel lonely during this time of year. And it's the hard truth, right? For a lot of us, like growing up in the Western society, we see this holiday season portrayed a certain way on media and television, or the way it is projected onto us. And a lot of that involves like maybe having a partner or having a family. And not everyone falls into this category, right? Like myself included. As someone with the firsthand experience of having been single through many holidays, and if I may be very bold and vulnerable to say that it's almost a reminder, like a news flash, it's a reminder that I am missing that piece of my life where I don't have a partner that I share this life with. Or maybe it's your family that's far away and it's not feasible to be together for the holidays, or some people have lost their families. And so it can be a really challenging time. And what I've found to help me shift my perspective of the holiday season to not dread it, to not despise it because I don't have the checklist that the holiday season typically comes with. What's helped me and what I want to share with you guys is some of the mindset shifts and some of these practices to enjoy this season, because again and again, everything that life continues to show me and you and everyone is how important it is to embrace all of it. The times where things aren't the way you want it to be, to not put off your happiness right now for a future date. To not expect a certain prerequisite in order for you to be happy and to have fun, kind of alluding back to one of the first episodes of this podcast, to find happiness within and to find happiness right now in this moment, being present with what is. Okay, yes, our family might be far away. We may not have a partner. We may be completely alone. But there are so many ways that we can still embrace this time, what December brings us with all of its magic, to its fullest. And so to not postpone the way I enjoy this season for the future. For me, what really pulled me into the December holidays, because I wasn't raised celebrating, was the spirit of giving and all of the beautiful decorations and adding so much color to our spaces. It brings life and excitement. And as much as a ton of people celebrate Christmas, for instance, religiously, a lot of people do non-religiously. Both are beautiful. I think the central part of what gives a holiday so much fun, regardless of religious belief, is gift giving. It's showing appreciation and love to each other. It's an act of generosity. It is the beautiful lights and decorations and the gatherings and getting together with people, with your community. It's this season of togetherness and enjoying food and making memories, playing games. And there's just so many fun opportunities that the holidays gives us in the spirit of giving. There's a lot of charity and goodwill and being open to new traditions. I'm a firm believer that just because we weren't raised with a tradition doesn't mean we can't create new ones. And as a result, tons of new memories. And I even see friends who are raised with the holidays add new traditions to the way they celebrate. And so I'll give you some examples. For instance, with my family, we started a new Secret Santa tradition last year, and it's super fun, budget friendly, and gets everyone in the flow. Everyone gets involved, and it's so fun to see the reaction. Also indulge in some fun Christmas music, and it's uplifting, it's cheerful, it adds joy. That's one of my favorite parts of it. Despite not having been raised with it, I love the energy that it brings. And a new tradition I want to start this year with my little nieces and cousins is baking Christmas cookies that I loved when I went to my best friend Natasha. Her mother-in-law had made us for Christmas one year. Oh my gosh, we visited them in South Carolina for the holidays, and they were so delicious. She shared the recipe for me. I got the tools right away. I shipped it to my mom that year, and we haven't used them, so I'm really excited to put them to use this year. And there's so much magic to be had in our everyday life. And there's this quote that I love about how there's magic around us all the time. It goes something like, "The day I decided that my life was magical, there was suddenly magic all around me." And so really, I encourage you to consider this. What new tradition can you start with your friends, family, partner, maybe your colleagues, your neighbors, that can add some holiday fun to your life and make your present life more enjoyable and exciting and full of magic? Because isn't that what life is about? I get so excited talking about this because I think it's all in our hands. And so the other thought that I wanted to share is, how we embrace the magic of December. It's fun to think about how historically human beings were living more along with seasons, right? So for instance, before our life became so modern and advanced, we lived with the seasons. When it was winter or when the days were shorter, people's behavior would change too. Work slowed down, and it was time for hibernation. And just like everything else in nature, we also have a season too. We also need downtime too. And I think it's just an amazing time to take the opportunity to be present with the people we love to spend time with. Maybe mend rifts and ties that were broken or relationships that matter to us. Maybe it's just watching romantic holiday movies and Netflix and chill. I don't know, but give yourself time to slow down in the midst of the hustle and bustle. Be human. And I think December gives us that opportunity, hopefully, to allow ourselves to be with the season. I actually just remembered I shared an affirmation on my Instagram the other day around the month of December. It said, in every day, even in the busiest moments, I choose to be present, patient, and grounded. Affirm yourself that because, well, I don't need to tell you, right? You deserve that. You own that. And allow yourself to enjoy the little things that make up our life. So that's number 3. Find joy in the little moments, in the little things. And there are so many of those little pleasures that come with the holidays, like seeing the lights, the decorations, the festivities, going out for your favorite hot beverage. Maybe it's hot cocoa or mulled wine, or there are so many different possibilities. Trying new coffee shops or just going on a brisk, crisp winter walk with some music playing, or whatever it is for you. I got a frother machine a few months ago, and I love my hot cocoa with the frother. So find ways to make the little things that you do more pleasurable, more enjoyable. Find joy in the little things that make up our little life. And the other thing is find ways to reduce the stress that you might feel. So whether that is by prepping and planning in advance, by making a running list of all the things that you want to do and scheduling it so it's not all jam-packed together, but maybe spreading it through your calendar within the upcoming weekends, or using a day of the week after work to do certain errands so that it's not all piled up. Find ways to reduce any sort of stress that comes with the holidays. If you are in the spirit of gift giving, finding ways so that you can reduce the pressure that comes with it. And next tip that I wanted to share is find ways that you can give of your time. Maybe it's giving donations. Maybe it's getting involved in the community. I'm looking for a new tradition to add on to my list, which is donating things that I'm not using. I know that there are a lot of things that I have that are in almost like brand new condition that I'm not using. And I've seen this historically in my life where eventually it just has gone to waste sitting in my space. And I don't want that to happen again. And I know that for sure. The mindset that I used to have is that, well, I'm going to need this in X time frame. And that time usually doesn't come. And I think remembering that if the time does come when I will need those things, I'll be able to get them and trust that the universe will make their way back to me, or, a new version of it or whatever it is. But in the meantime, I want to give the things that I'm not using because I know someone out there needs it and can use it. And it's also a great chance for me to clean out my space and my closet again. And it gives me an opportunity, and it can give you an opportunity too, to clean out the energy in your space, to get rid of things that aren't serving you, that you don't need right now. Maybe they've served you in the past, maybe they'll serve you in the future, but do you need it right now? And just be realistic with yourself. And the point is if there are things that you don't need, give it away. Give it away, because it'll find its way back to you when you need it. Getting in that flow with life is really beautiful. Trusting in the abundance that life has, and that all your needs are always met and will be met. And so we don't need to pile up things. And then if you have the means to be able to go to Target or a store and buy gifts and donate them, it can be even as little as a $3, $4, $5 gift, whatever you can afford. I think there are even $1 gifts at the Dollar Tree or other stores. It's just the act of giving is so life-giving. It's enriching for everyone involved, really. And especially when we give those gifts to kids who don't have the resources or have the means to receive them in another way. And it helps give them hope and joy. And what's a more beautiful way to celebrate the holidays than to spread joy, to spread hope, to spread love, and to spread kindness? And that can also be through our actions and our presence. So I'm looking at ways in which I can get involved in the community, whether it's wrapping gifts, serving food, or delivering gifts, whatever it might be. I'm looking into it. And so I'll share with you guys maybe on Instagram, not maybe, I'll share with you guys on social media what I find and what I end up doing. But I want to encourage you to see if you can also give of your time to get involved with your community. What I love about shifting towards a giving mindset or mentality is to remember that whatever you give to others, you're giving to yourself, because we're all part of the broader whole. And what you do for you, you do for me. Is a beautiful way to look at it. I love thinking about the world as a mirror, and everything that we do and give, it really is a reflection of what we are giving to ourselves, because we're all one. And lastly, have fun. Maybe go ice skating. Check out holiday decked out restaurants or streets in your commute, nearby neighborhoods. Maybe it's staying home and listening to your favorite soothing music. Maybe even if it's not Christmas music. It took me a really long time to like Christmas music. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy it for a long time. And I would get really annoyed when I would hear it starting like in October. This year was kind of funny because I came back from Hawaii from the yoga teacher training, and everything was decked out everywhere, like being in a time warp. It was a bit of a shocker, but it felt fun and exciting. It just feels like the year really flew by. But something that I want to share with you is also, maybe you block time to journal and reflect on the past year. There's a journaling exercise that you can do that can also aid you in planning for the coming year. And I'll share that for the coming episode in detail. I'm sure there are a ton of ideas and fun things to do that I'm missing, but I just hope that this episode inspires you to do something new and fun, to take time to enjoy and be present with all that is offering you. There is something in it for all of us, despite of what your background may be, how you were raised with the holiday season. If you feel any ounce of being left out, feeling like, oh, this is so fun, but didn't grow up with it, or it's not my culture, my tradition, or maybe you did grow up with it and you have been in the spirit of gift giving for a long time. Maybe you didn't grow up with it, but it has been a part of your life for a long time. It is always a good time to make a new tradition, to enjoy the little moments, to make what is in front of you right now magical, and to really get involved. Give of your time, give of yourself, give of what you have. It's just, there is so much good that we can do, so much hope and love that we can spread in this season. And I hope that you choose to take part in it for the spirit of joy, for the spirit of love, and spreading that. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please share your ideas and traditions and things you like to do. I would love to share it on my Instagram. I'm happy to tag you. Feel free to send me a message at Shola Taret, linked in the show notes. I hope to hear from you. I love hearing from you. Until next time, I'm sending you tons of love with December magic.